We have a Thursday night showdown as the Green Bay Packers take on the Detroit Lions in Lambeau Field. This is your Week 4 2023 prediction and preview video. Hit subscribe button if you're new. Also hit the like button. This is a major game early in this season. This is a division showdown, and both of these teams right now are riding hot. Last week, the Detroit Lions had a very impressive win over the Atlanta Falcons, and the Green Bay Packers came down 17-0, and they came back and they beat the New Orleans Saints. So let's start off with the Green Bay Packers. Phenomenal win last week. Jordan Love is a franchise quarterback. He has looked phenomenal with this team. They've dealt with so many injuries, and yet he's unfazed by it. They were down 17-0 last week. They come back in that game, and they looked very good in the second half. Did he have a lot of difficulties early on in the game? Yes, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. He finished very good. On the day, he was 22 for 44, 259 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The offensive line did play decent by only allowing 1 sack. He did get pressured a lot at times early on in the game. Then the offensive line did get better. Then he was also the leading rusher for his team with 9 rushes for 39 yards. Now, Aaron Jones is on pace to play this game. So is a guy that hasn't played at all this season in Christian Watson. They need both of those guys for this game. Those are two focal points of this offense that they desperately need. A.J. Dillon is not a bad running back at all, but he only averaged 3 yards a carry last week. Aaron Jones can come in and give you more than that. We saw what he did against the Chicago Bears. He was one of the best players on the field that day. And you also have some guys in the wide receiver room that have been phenomenal as well. In Romeo Doubs, who had 5 catches for 73 yards and a touchdown last week. Jaden Reed has been very good for this team, 3 catches for 63 yards. And Luke Musgrave has been a very good tight end. Now, Jordan Love did miss a throw late in the game to Luke Musgrave that possibly would win for a touchdown. He was throwing it over the seams and he overthrew him. You have to capitalize on those type of opportunities. But besides that, it was a very good game from Jordan Love. Offensively, they have to just continue to be healthy, continue to hold up front with the offensive line and protect Jordan Love as much as possible. I like the coaching job that Coach LaFleur is doing right now, and Jordan Love is the guy. You're playing at home. Come out with some tenacity and come out with some fight, because the Detroit Lions are one of the toughest teams in the NFL right now. Yes, they had to slip up against the Seattle Seahawks, but they're one of the best teams, not just in the NFC, but in the NFL as a whole with how explosive they are. So keep Aiden Hutchinson and those guys away from Jordan Love. Protect Jordan Love. Try to beat this team with time possession because they are very explosive, and go in and play very effective but simple offensive football. And it would be a plus if Christian Watson can play for this game. He said that he's going to make his debut. We will see. Now, defensively, they have been very good. I understand that Derek Carr did not play the second half against them. He hurt his shoulder, but you can't help that. The defense was still playing some good ball before then. I like their secondary a lot. Jair Alexander is listed as out for this game. He is dealing with some injuries right now, but they would definitely need him in this game. But as it stands right now, he is out. Rasul Douglas has definitely been cornerback number 1 for this team. He's been very good. And I know Jair did play some games this year, but Rasul Douglas has been very good for this team. Darnell Savage is a good safety. Same with Rudy Ford. Their secondary has been very solid, and their front 7 has been even better. Now, Rashawn Gary is questionable for this game with Devontae Campbell. They're both on pace to play in this game. They made some major impacts throughout this season. And I expect for both of these guys, if they're able to play, to come in, do the same thing, put a lot of pressure on Jared Goff, and try to cover some things in open space as well. Kenny Clark has been phenomenal. Same with Devontae Wyatt and Preston Smith. Lucas Van Ness has 1 sack on the season. Look for him to come in off the bench in certain situations to bring in some extra pass rush if they need it against this Lions team. This Detroit Lions team has one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. Go out there and put bodies around Jared Goff and make them beat you with the pass game. Look out for Amon-Ra St. Brown, and also be on the lookout for that rookie tight end. The Packers don't just have a good rookie tight end. They have a guy by the name of Sam Laporta. He's very good, and he's becoming Jared Goff favorite. So go out there and pay very close attention to him as well. And he will run some deep routes against you. So you have to pay attention to him and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Josh Reynolds as well, and Khalif Raymond. You have a lot of weapons to guard in space, but this defense needs to win up front against the Detroit Lions to try to set the pace in this game. Let's talk about the Lions coming off a very good win against the Atlanta Falcons. That's a proud victory. 20-6. The defense came out and they balled out. But obviously the offense always gets the glory when it comes to the Detroit Lions. I want to start with their defense. Let's switch some things up. Aiden Hutchinson had a good game last week, but Alim McNeill had a very good game. He was blowing things up, pushing the pocket, getting to the quarterback. He had a very good game. I like Alim McNeill, and he's going to be key in this game. You're going to have to stop that zone run system of Coastal Florida. It's a similar system to what Kyle Shanahan likes to run and what Sean McVay likes to run. So pay attention to the misdirection of the offensive line when you want to pull some guards and pull some tight ends. Go out there, pay attention to that, and just try to get a good push up front with Aiden Hutchinson and Alim McNeill, and just put pressure around Jordan Love. Right now, Jordan Love's release is very quick. He's going to get the ball out quick, so be on the lookout for that as well. Do not press up on these wide receivers because this Detroit Lions secondary is dealing with some injuries right now. A guy like Kirby Joseph is questionable for this game. Same with Emmanuel Mosley. But C.J. Gardner-Johnson is on IR. He missed last week. He's going to miss this week as well. He's one of those playmaking safeties that you desperately need on the back end. But a guy like Brian Branch has to step it up another week for him. I think he's the guy that's going to bring a lot of value to this team. He had the pick 6 against the Kansas City Chiefs. He will continue to develop and grow, but he's going to be one of those guys to look at in this game. But pay very close attention to the wide receivers in this game if Christian Watson is able to play, and same with Jaden Reed. Romeo Dobbs not the fastest wide receiver, but Christian Watson can take the top off the defense. So just pay attention to that and be careful coming in with those blitzes, and do not play the same type of ball that you played against the Seattle Seahawks, because you are missing the extra pass rusher this week as well. Well, 2 extra pass rushers, and Josh Pascal and James Houston. Both of them missed last week. They're both on IR. So a guy like Jack Campbell and Charles Harris are going to have to step up. Jack Campbell has been a very good linebacker for this team, good in tackling game. And they have Isaiah Buggs as well on the defensive tackle side of things to go up front and get an extra push. Now, let's talk about their offense. They have looked very good. Last week, David Montgomery was out. Jahmyr Gibbs came in and gave some good snaps. I believe before the season is over, he'll be getting most of the workload through the receiving and rushing game. Not saying they're just going to completely phase David Montgomery out, but David Montgomery is on pace to play in this game. Jahmyr Gibbs last week had 17 carries for 80 yards. That's a good day. And he also had a catch for only 2 yards. They didn't go and have that many targets last week. Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of the best in the game. He had 9 receptions for 102 yards. And then you had Sam Laporta, who had 8 catches for 84 yards. And Khalif Raymond, who had 4 catches for 55 yards. That's pretty much it. No one else came in and gave this team big production. I'm looking at guys like Josh Reynolds come in and make some plays. Marvin Jones Jr. as well come in and help out in this receiving game. But it worked last week. It still can work this week against the Green Bay Packers. This is a Packers defense that's very aggressive, and they like to get home with their front 7. Continue to try to run the football with this offensive line as David Montgomery is on pace to play. Do not give him that many carries because of the thigh injury. But I think Jahmyr Gibbs is the guy that you can put in the slot, do some things, confuse his defense, and get the pressure off of Jared Goff. This is going to be a very good game. And this is going to be a very deciding win to see who's going to go out and could possibly win this division moving forward. This is one of those games for me. This is one of the hardest games to predict this week. I do have the Green Bay Packers winning this game because they are at home. They're going to get that home field advantage, and they're getting some weapons back. I have them winning this game 24-21. I think both of these teams will split this season. But let me know in the comment section below. Who do you have winning this game? The Detroit Lions or the Green Bay Packers? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.